Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Villains on the Rebirth server. We are in Iron Man mode with our level 3 Corruptor, lethal exposure, who does radiation. And we have been asked to infect 10, to take 10 RIP. This is Rogue Isles police officers who have been infected and try this experimental cure on them. So we're going to head over to the location that they've given us. These are the sick guys, and we'll try infecting them. So we might get attacked here. We'll see. Yeah, this guy will probably attack me. So this is a lot like the homeless attack, go after the lost with the wand. It's basically the same mechanism, except it's melee instead of a ranged attack. So we're not going to do any damage to these guys. We'll just take a couple hits from them. Fortunately, they're so sick, apparently, that they can't really do much to us. Don't remember doing this particular mission with Nightmare last, so I guess we had a different contact for her. Don't really remember. The low-level stuff was a long time ago. Ew. He just puked all over me. Pretty gross. So we've got 9 out of 10. Is it me, or did that one not trigger? Okay, and we've leveled up, which is excellent. And we need to go talk to Dr. Weber, because we don't have his phone number yet. We'll go talk to him, and then we're going to level up and we're going to get flight, which is going to be very helpful to avoid getting our butts kicked. So we can't have somebody else controlling these infected. It's either a rival scientist or a strong longbow, so we've got to stop them. So we have to defeat 3 mesmerized infected in this mission area. But first, we are going to Arbiter Richard, and how do we get to him? We're going to go to him and level up. And then we will be able to get where we need to go very quickly and easily by flying. These guys are probably going to attack me, but that's okay. I'm just going to run away. Run away, run away. These arachnobots will protect me in case anybody drags to me. And we're going to train up to a new level of power. And now we can choose from a power pool, and we are going to get fly. And there we go. We have flight. We don't need this thing anymore. We probably don't need sprint anymore. I'll leave it there, but we probably won't use it that much. I guess we'll use it inside missions for a while. Flight's going to be super slow for now because it's supposed to be a 14th level power. And it scales up by levels. So I don't know what the exact speed is, but let's say at 14th level speed can go 30 miles an hour. I don't remember the numbers. We'll just make that up. Then what happens is as you level up, it gets a little faster. So at, by 20th level, you're going maybe 35 miles an hour. And by 30th level, you're going maybe 40 miles an hour. And by 50th level, you're maybe going 45 miles an hour. And so it will gradually get slower, but if you back it out of level 14, by like at 4th level, you're only going like 20 miles an hour. Alright, so 3 mesmerized infected to defeat. There's one. Okay, so these are lieutenants. Alright, let's see if we can peel this guy out. Definitely need another ranged attack. The AoE is cool, but we're going to need another ranged attack. Let's go ahead and weaken this guy a little bit. We missed him. That's just great. So remember, this is Iron Man mode. This means that we cannot res unless we are inside a mission and we have leveled. In fact, and once I get out of here, I've got to put some of these other powers like rest and stuff onto the hotbar. I'm used to having them there, so I don't even sometimes think of putting them. Alright, so that's one of the mesmerized infected. And now here's the other one, number 2. Oh, and I didn't change my chat box set either. I have to do that. I'll pause the video when the time comes and change my chat box, so that you guys don't have to see all this garbage scrolling. What I really want is the rewards, right? So we can see how much XP we got for each one. So I'm going to pause it here, and I will fix that, and we'll be right back. Alright, we fixed that, and we're ready to face our last guys. I put our res. This is a veteran reward. Again, we can only use it if we die inside an instanced mission after we've leveled up. So if, for example, if I die here, let's say, we're not in an instanced mission, even if I leveled up right at this moment, it would not, I would not be allowed to level up by our rule of how the Iron Man mode works. But the nice thing about having flight now, even though it's slow, as I talked about in the just before the pause, is that we can now, right, just fly straight up, not aggro anybody. We're barely going faster than hover, but that's okay. We are avoiding getting aggro. And that's what we need to do if we want to stay alive with this character, because he has no defenses right now. He has a little bit of a heal, a self-heal. That's an AoE, so it's going to be a weak self-heal, right? Since it's area effect, and they're assuming it's going to heal many guys and not just me. Oh boy. We're fighting oranges? Holy cow. Since it's an AoE, it's not going to heal as much as a single target self-heal would do, like, say, for a regen scrapper or something. Alright, so we need to talk to the leader. And he says, "The calling, all who have been infected gather towards me. I should bring you to the promised land." We lean closer, and upon closer examination, someone else is controlling it. Longbow always getting in the way. So now we're going to talk to Dr. Weber. "I knew it was Longbow," he says, and now our finale. Ooh, we're going to probably get close to leveling up here if we finish a story arc. Darwin's Landing is crawling with Longbow. Go get him. So now we're going to head to Darwin's Landing. Oh, no, first we have to find the outpost. We have to defeat 15 Longbow. Alright, so this is going to be complicated here. We're going to try to stay around the edges. Are they sick too? Did she just throw up too? They're making themselves sick? That was stupid. So we definitely need another ranged attack with this character. Maybe the PPAOE may have been a little bit of a jump the gun, you know, because it doesn't do a lot of damage. And we are going to have a lot of trouble with knockdowns, I think. So we're going to want some break frees, although it's hard to guard against knockdown with break free. Because, like, by the time you realize you need it, you already are knocked down, right? And then, you know, even if you take it, you still have to get back up, right? Your character doesn't automatically stand instantly, right? So one of the things I wanted to look at here, I was just about to do something, and I don't think we need that res. We certainly don't need it outside. I was just about to check something, and now I've lost my train of thought, so, oh well. Obviously, low-level character, low-level characters, yeah, knocked over again. Low-level characters don't get a lot of attacks. Let's bring this guy in and do an AoE. I mean, I'll take that. It's a little bit of a DOT. We're probably going to want to put the debuff on that rather than damage. So this thing recharges in 8 seconds. We want to get heals on it, probably faster than we want to get recharges. You can see that fighting even a lieutenant is pretty rough for this character. Okay. I think we're going to need to take a rest here. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this hotbar, with this character. I might put flight up here. I don't like putting it up there because then it's a pain in the neck to move the mouse up there to toggle it on and off. I usually prefer to leave like long-term toggles on rather than ones that I'm going to be regularly. I guess we're just going to fight these two guys over and over again, rather than ones that I have to keep turning on and off. But on the other hand, I may need this second tray for other things. You could say, why not make a third tray? You can. Like that. I hate it. I don't like the way the third tray looks, and I don't want that much clutter down here. So we'll just see what happens. I don't know if this guy's going to live long enough to get anywhere near needing multiple trays at this point. I was talking about the what we're going to do with this thing in terms of maybe making defense debuffs on it and stuff, but that's like, you don't need to worry about that until you get to SOs, because there's no point to putting a defense debuff trainer on it, because it's just not going to do anything. It doesn't change it enough. It's like putting defense trainers on your reflex scrapper, and like, it just doesn't do enough. It doesn't improve it enough by enough of a percentage. You got like, you know, minus 10% defense, and you put 3 trainers on it, and it makes it like minus 12% defense. This is not worth it. You're better off putting endurance reducers on it, or putting accuracies on it, or damages on it, or something where it'll actually do something. Let's go ahead and debuff this guy. So our 2-hit bonus right now is 87% because we are low level. That will change over time. I'm going to go ahead and use this endurance because we don't need it. I'm going to try not to use this inspiration in case I need it later, because we're about to be able to heal ourselves. Got our first piece of salvage. These are going to be of very little use to us. We have a few reward merits, not really from the story arcs. These are just account items that you can pull down. You know, we do have actually these other account items. We could get the Nemesis Staff. Let's go ahead and claim that. Let's grab the Nemesis Staff. It's pretty good. And we'll go ahead and put that in our powers for now. This way, yeah, we can. It's a pretty nice range attack. It has a chance of doing a knockback. At low level, these things are actually nicer than your own attacks. That just did 27 damage. My own attack only does 12 when I'm not under Scourge. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do, was show you guys the Scourge ability, because we haven't played it corrupted yet, so I want to talk about how it works and what it means when you see the word Scourge up there. So we'll do that in a sec. I'll expose the help to you so you can see it. But let's just get this battle done. You know, if I'm playing a Scrapper, not Iron Man, I would go ahead and open it up right now and talk about it in the middle of the fight. So what does that Scourge mean? So if we look up here to Scourge, the Corruptor is a dastardly villain indeed. As a Corruptor's foe's health wanes, the Corruptor starts to land Scourge hits with his attack powers, doing up to double damage. The weaker the target is, the greater the chance to Corruptor. So basically, it's like a finishing blow. Right? Once a foe is weak enough, there's no escaping the Corruptor's wrath. So basically, one of the problems that you may see happen, one of the things you may see happen in a lot of enemies, right, when you're fighting, if you go back and look at Silver Phoenix, I even commented on it with both Quintessence Lass and Tiger Strike, I think. What you may see is you get the enemy down to this little sliver, and then it just seems like it's impossible to finish him. You won't see that happen with a Corruptor, because the Corruptor will, when he's down to a sliver, is going to start doing more damage, right? And that's going to just finish him off really fast. Right? I don't think it's a guarantee, it's just a chance. But you see that Scourge, so there's no way you're going to hang around with a sliver against a Corruptor, because the Corruptor is going to do double damage against you once you have that sliver of health, right? So as long as I hit, he's going to do more damage. So one of the things that could be interesting if this character were to live long enough to get into the 30s, it would be how we do against Paragon Protectors, right? Because they do that stupid, annoying moment of glory that really reduces your two hit and your damage. But if you can hit them, as a corruptor, you might do okay against them because you're going to be doing double damage over and over and over again, right? Because they're at a sliver, and we get knocked down again. So one way to prevent this, theoretically, guys, would be to take acrobatics if you take super jump. In fact, my ninja-based stalker, I took acrobatics on her, even though she has ninjutsu, because ninjutsu's equivalent of practice brawler, their mez defense, is great, except it doesn't protect against knockdowns the way practice brawler does. I have no idea why they made a knockdown hole in that particular mez defense, but I ended up, she had combat and super jumping, I ended up taking acrobatics and having to run that as a toggle, which I really got annoyed at, but because I don't see why one mez defense was proof against everything and the other one is proof against everything but knockback in power sets that are almost identical. Now, one difference between big difference between ninjutsu and super reflexes is ninjutsu. They combine the AoE and the ranged toggles, defense toggles, and in place of the AoE toggle, they give you a self heal, which is quite nice. So my guess would be that the reflex scrappers then complained, if you like, well, why can't we get a self heal? Nope, you're not getting it. They never gave it to us. So if you're not going to give us a self heal, then you need to do something to make us have something that ninjutsu doesn't have. So they gave ninjutsu no knockback defense, I guess. All right, so we are coming to the end of this story arc. I believe we need to stop the longbow from curing the infected, because we're going to use the infected to manipulate things on the Rogue Isles, I guess. Eventually we're going to get hover with this character, but that's not a priority. My main priority right now is ranged attacks and some secondary defenses. Okay, what am I missing here? There we go. Ugh, always with the stupid knockdown. I'm going to really hate that. So one thing we're probably going to want to do is get hover and put endurance reducers in it, because when you are hovering, the knockdown just flips you, but you don't have to stand back up. You can attack immediately again. So it's like it doesn't make you immune from knockback, but it greatly reduces the effects of it. I mean, flying does the same thing, but flying takes twice as much endurance as hover. Okay. Well, let's go in here and AoE them. And then we're going to start shooting. And I'll kite them. Why not? Now, you won't get Scourge on the the bonus powers like Longbow Staff, the Nemesis Staff, and the Black Wand and stuff will not give you the Scourge effects. It only works, I'm almost certain it only works with your own powers. Like, so now it would do it almost certainly with my powers, but it's not going to do it with the Nemesis Staff. We're getting ready to level in this mission, so that's good. That will give us the ability to res once if we die. Probably won't at this level, but you never know. Oh, we're just disabling it. We don't have to destroy it. Okay. Ouch. Hey. Enter the main facility. So this must be where their main facility is. And then we go. So I hope you guys are enjoying this second Iron Man character. I don't know if he's going to live as long as our Guardian did. I have the feeling he won't. The Guardian had really nice defenses, and particularly Mez defense and Psionic defense. And that this character does not have. And so he's got a self-heal, but that self-heal is not going to protect us against Mez's. And I don't think we're going to have the ability to just carry on our tray of break freeze, right? It's just not. You can do that as a Keldian, because Keldians have defense against everything but the Void Seekers and the guys with the guns, Omegas or whatever they're called. But the that's a pretty good radius. But the but this character is not going to have that, right? There's no defense. So we can't just carry around a tray of break freeze. We need either sturdies or defenses for when we get ourselves into some trouble. So ideally, if we're going to talk about like tactics, and I shouldn't open with the Nemesis staff for two reasons. One, and we've leveled up. One is knockback, because we could knock him back into another spawn. But the other is our powers reduce the defenses of the enemy and make it easier for us to hit, right? And so if you open with the Nemesis staff, you just have your base to hit. But if you open with your I-beams, when you throw the Nemesis staff at them, you'll have a higher chance to hit. So I'll see if I can show that to you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. We're certainly not going to be able to while we are buffed, which we are right now. So let's just go ahead and take this girl, because we're buffed up. May as well use our level up buffs to help us. We're not doing anything to her. Okay, so we're going to have to do something else. Destroy the generator. Alright. We're going to need some sturdy here. Okay, that works. So we destroy the generator. Now we can defeat her, I guess. Yeah, now we're doing damage to her, it looks like. Ouch. See if we can make sure we hit. And there we go, and we've got our reward merits. They're not our first reward merits. We completed the mission. Yeah, so when all the buffs are gone, I'll see if I can show you guys maybe in the next episode, if I remember. I'll see if I can show you guys the difference between firing the Nemesis staff before we've debuffed them and firing it after. It may be a little hard to see too, because our accuracy bonus is not going to go down to the base of 75 yet. You can see how great it is having flight, though. We can just ignore all of the crap that we'd have to run through and battle and, you know, risk our lives, etc. We can just fly up and over. It's so much easier. As I think our next character, I have done a brute, I have done a stalker. This is a corruptor, and I've done a mastermind. I think our next character type might be a dominator, so I've checked off every single one of the archetypes on the villain side, and then we'll go do defenders, blasters, and controllers for this Iron Man. And once we've done all of that, then I'll try doing the epic archetypes. Alright, so we're level 5 slots. We definitely want Radiant. Well, wait a minute. I think it's time to start boosting these things. I mean, I hate to like waste slots early on it, but I think we just need to get it over with. Health and stamina is an automatic for me. I wonder if it's worth it on these guys. I'm going to build them the way I normally build, but one comment I could make is, look at all this. If we know that we're probably not even going to get to SOs, then there's no point to slotting these, and we might want to much more heavily slot, like, say, Radiant Ore and X-Ray Beam so that we can put, like, 6 trainers in it. But, because remember, we don't get any influence trade downs. Oh, but we have an orange salvage we might be able to sell. Let's see. We're not going to be able to do that yet, actually. We got to get some infamy first, because you can only put it up for, it costs like 10% to put it up. So if I only have 1,000 infamy, I can only put it up for like 10,000. So we got to wait. Where's the sales guy, the quartermaster? Let's just sell our stuff. So we're going to have to wait probably till 12th, 15th level before we can put it up for a good amount. We can sell these 2 things. We just got to make sure not to sell that one. Right, because putting it up, so what do we have now? 2,700, right? So we could put it up for 272,000. But that's not enough. We should try to put it up for more. So we'll see how it goes, guys. I think we're doing pretty well so far. We've lived through 2 episodes with this character. Um, and we will try more Iron Man in the next episode. Until next time, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Villains Iron Man mode on the Rebirth server.